Hello everyone, welcome again to LIS 2360 Web App Development. With me, Muhammad Prabowo, your instructor. In this video, I will review the previous lesson 3, the most common mistakes and frequently asked questions. I will also explain about activities in lesson 4. Okay, let's begin with a review on lesson 3. So the most common mistakes in lesson 3 or HTML is that there are two types of tags of HTML, a paired and single tag. So for paired tags, some of you are forgetting to close the tag. For paired tags, they are opening. For example, head tags. It should be head and the closing should be /head. And it's also happening for a single tag. So for single tag, you don't have to close the tag. You only need to write one tag only. And there are confusion on what should be included in the head tag. So in HTML, there are head tag. Head tag is usually for tags that not appearing in the content, and all of the content should be in the body tag. So here I have head. The title should be under head tag because it's not appearing in the content. So everything you put on the head tag is not appearing in the content of the web browser, but the title tag is usually appeared in the header of the web browser. All the content should be under the body tag, and values should have apostrophes. So for example, in the image, source should be the path or the location of the image. So the value is images/logo.png. So it should be using apostrophes, and same thing for example alt or caption. And some of you are wrongly type the anchor tags. So how to use anchor tag is that you need A only. So A stands for anchor space href equals, and don't forget the apostrophes. For example, the link of the address of the web, and then it should be followed by the text that you want to make it as a hyperlink. So hyperlink can be anything. So for example, if you want to make an image as an hyperlink, you can replace the content with the image tag. So don't forget to use a coding validator, or you can also rely on the highlights color on your development environment. And you can also rely on the colors. For example, here it should be the tag. So whenever I make a mistake, for example, I forgot to close with apostrophes, it becomes error. So there's a mistakes in the coding. And for anchor, I'm using the text as my hyperlink. But if you want to change it into image, for example, I want to make the image to become a clickable hyperlink. So you can use like this: href fsu.edu, and put it between the anchor image. So whenever you save it, click file, save, and then you refresh. So now the image is clickable. And there are a lot of confusion on selection of development environment. So for this course, you are free to use any of the development environment. For example, you can use Cloud9, or you can use for the local machine, you can use Sublime Text, you can use Komodo Edit. So there are a lot of development environment. Make sure you read the previous notes on various types of development environment. And if you make changes on Cloud9, it could be different. So appearance in Cloud9 may be different from one to another. You can customize it in your settings. Whenever you are doing an HTML, click on the preview instead of run. And for example, I close this preview. So whenever you save it, you want to preview your result, don't click run. So run is bash command line is for, so don't click run, but instead click on the preview. Preview is to show the results of the HTML tag. And for lab activities, you are required to do the assignment that are listed in Canvas only. So for example, in lesson 3, so you are required only to do the assignments that are listed in Canvas. So for example, in lesson 3 lab activity, it will require you to finish lab 3.1. So just finish that one. You can always finish all the other lab assignments, but it will not be graded. and it will be useful for you to learn for learning purpose. But for grading, just do the assignments that are listed in Canvas only. And some of you also asked, is there any other resources? There are a lot of resources for this class. We are using Zybooks and lecture notes. You can use it as a resources, but there are also other web development resources. For example, W3 Schools, MDN, or you can also use video tutorials in YouTube. So there are a lot of resources you can use for learning web app development. And also the important thing is you need to have a good file management and tidy up your code. So for file management, it's important to have folders. For example, lesson tree here. So you can make folders for every lessons you have. Makes your file is not cluttered with other files, with other lessons. So it's better for you to have folders in your local machine, and also your, for example, if you are using Cloud9, so you can make folder by creating by right click and new folder. And also it's important to add indentation to your codes. You can use tabs. So in order to make your codes better and well organized, so by having indentation, it will make your codes better organized. For lessons 4, we are still learning about HTML, but we are focused on the forms. So lessons 4 are still about HTML. We are learning about forms, widgets, scripts. For activities, you are required to do activities that are listed in Canvas. So there are 3 types of activities in Zybooks: participation activities, challenge activities, and lab activities. So make sure you are clicking on activities that are listed in Canvas. That redirects you to Zybooks. Always start from Canvas, click on modules. So for example, lesson 4, participation activity. Click on that link, and then there will be a link that will list all the participation activities that are required for gradings. You can click on the link. So for participation activities, you are required to read and answer the questions in the Zybooks. So read the instruction carefully. So there is an OL tag here. There are lists. So OL is the parent of the LI. So it's true. So it will build up your participation score every time you score correctly. For challenge activities, so it's same thing. Always go from modules. So click on challenge activities. You are required to do challenge activities that are listed on Canvas. That will redirect you to Zybooks. So you need to read the instruction. Modify the h1 tag to be a header, section content to be in a section, and the copyright to be a footer. So click start. So h1 should be in a header. You can type header. So don't forget to have, since header is a pair tag, don't forget to close it with slash. Once you finish, click check. So it will grade you directly. So read the instruction carefully and you will get a perfect score. And there are 4 challenge activities in this section. And about the lab activities, once again you need to click on the modules, lab activities. So you need to do only activities that are listed in Canvas only. In lesson 4, you are required to create a form for joining a social network. So this is the expected results on what you are going to create. And as usual, there are downloadable files. So for example, index files, index.html, you can download to your local machine. Once you download it, it will be under download. So here, this is the file. So for better file management, you can move it to specific folder for lesson 4. And if you are using a Mac, you can double click to extract the zip file. So this is the index file. And if you are using web development in your local machine, you can right click, open with. For example, I have Komodo edit. So here. And read again the instruction. The form should use post method and use label. And if you are using AWS Cloud9, for example, go to the specific folder. For example, in this lesson 4 folder, you can click you can click on the folder and then click file, click upload local files. So for example, I'm selecting the files that I downloaded previously. And double click on the uploaded file, and then you will do your lab 4 assignment here. So for the lab assignment, you need to read the instruction carefully. So for the first one, use the post method. So we need to create a form and use the post method and the multi-part form data. So if you are using Cloud9, you can type form. Since the form should have specific method type, should be post. So method should be post, and then you need to read the other instruction. So multi-part should be type. You can copy type multi-part and read again the instruction. Submit to https://zybooks.com.form viewer. Action, you can add action. Okay, and then once you finish, you can click save, file, save. And if you want to preview your result, you can click on the preview button. So since the form is still empty, still doesn't show anything. So to submit the lab assignment, you need to download. Since I'm using Cloud9, it will be stored in the cloud-based server. So you need to download it first. So I will be downloading the file. So once you downloaded the file, you can submit to Zybooks and then click on submit for grading. And it will show you the feedback. So here I got the first one correct, so I got 1 out of 10. So make sure you follow all the instruction in order to get a perfect score. And don't forget about check-in activities, it will be posted in Canvas. So thank you for watching and good luck and have an excellent week. See you again in the next video tutorials.